Welcome to part 5 and our final video on creating a landing page. My name is Will Brooks and my mission is to make coding fun and easy to learn. In today's video, we will learn how to create a footer with an unordered list. So let's get to coding. Okay, everybody, are you ready to let's get that footer in? That's the last thing we need to do is put the footer in. So now we're going to go, not the section this time, but we're going to, remember the div we had all the way, remember where we had to call the container? And we created a div for the container. So that goes all the way down to the bottom, following it right here, to this right here. So we want to go below that. We don't want our footer to go in the container because we want the footer to go all the way across the bottom. We don't want it to go in and be centered in the middle. So I'm going to hit return there. And then we are going to, let's see, return twice. And let's comment out. And let's put footer here. Have all our categories in. And then let's do double space there. And then the first thing we want to put in is the category footer. Yep, we're going to put the footer tag in. And then in the footer, we're going to style it with an unordered list. So we'll do the UL. And then we're going to do a list item. And I'm going to show you a shortcut that you can do on VS Code here to copy this. And then we're going to add a link. So we're going to do ahref. We're going to put a link in here. And we're just going to put a placeholder of the hashtag there because it's not going to go anywhere. And then let's close that up. And then here we're going to say home, H-O-M-E. That's going to be right down there. So now I want to do 4 more of these. And let's just open this up here so we can see it better. I want to do 4 more of these. And a great shortcut to do is on the Mac is Shift Option down arrow. And I think on the PC it's Shift Alt down arrow. But if you do Shift Option down arrow, it just copies it like that. 1, 2, 3, and 1 more. So that's great. It saves you a lot of time instead of going highlighting it and then hit Control C and then hit return and Control V. You can just do it all. Shift Option and down arrow. It copies the whole line. So now all we have to do is change the categories. So after home, we have services. And then after services, we're going to have about. And then after that, we're going to have privacy policy. And then contact us. And that'll be the last thing. Contact us. That looks good. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, we want to add a class to the UL. Let's do that. And we're going to call it footer underscore UL. Great. Now, let us minimize that so we can see the browser and see at the bottom, we got that browser there. And now let's go to our style and let us add that. First, let's comment out and keep it consistent. Let's call it footer and then space, and then it's a dot footer underscore UL and then space and then curly bracket. Now we want to keep it consistent with the header. So let's go back up to the header. And on the header, you can see right here that the height is 75 pixels. And then we have a background color of hashtag EEE, which is kind of gray. So we want to kind of do the same thing down here on the footer. But first, I like to add borders so you can see what we're doing. It makes it easier for you to see what we're doing when we're doing these tutorials. Let's do 3 pixels, solid, and let's do red. And now you can see at the bottom, you see all that? We got that border around the footer UL. So now let's make that height 75 pixels. And let's change the background color as well to the hashtag EEE. So the background color. And let's do hashtag EEE. Great. It's starting to look like our header a bit. Okay. And then we want all of these home services about. We want them to flow horizontally. And how do we do that? We're going to do display flex like we've been doing throughout this tutorial. And then there we go. Now we want to center that horizontally, and that means we have to do justify content center. That'll take it all in the middle, and then in order to center it vertically, we need to do align items and then center. That'll bring it right down vertically. Great. And then the last thing we want to do is we want to get rid of the bullet points. So we're going to do list style and then none on there. And there we go. Okay, we're almost there. Next thing we want to do is we want to make some padding in between here, and then we want to get rid of the underline. So that means we have to style the list items themselves. So we don't need to add another class here. We're just going to copy the footer UL right here. Let's just copy that. And then let's just go down here, 2 spaces, and then 2 returns. And then we're going to hit paste right there, and then space, and then LI. So that'll lead us right to the list items. Curly bracket, space. But let's just copy. I want to copy that border so we can see. So it makes it easier for you to see what's going on. We're going to cut it out of there and then add it right down here. So now you can see all the individual items, home services. That's what we're going to style right now. And then first and only thing, we're going to add a padding. And the padding is going to be 0 pixels. Let's see, where do we go? 0 pixels top and bottom. And then 10 pixels left and right. So we're going to go 0 and then 10 pixels. And let's take a look. Great. And then that spaces it out right there. That's exactly what we want. Okay, now the next thing we want to do, we have 2 more things left, is we want to style the link items. Okay, so to make it easy, we're just going to copy this here, the footer ULLI, and we're going to add an A to that, the A tag. So let's return, paste it here, and then let's add the A tag, curly bracket, and space. Now, I want you to pay attention here. We're going to take that border off the list item. See it with the list item like this? And we're going to add it. We're going to take it off there and put it onto the tag, the A tag. So let's take it off here, add it here. And now you see the subtle difference what it was. And so now you notice that there is a space here. Before that, for the list item, there was no space. It came all the way across here. But for the tag, there is a space here. So we are styling different things. So it's really nice. If you're not sure what it does, always add a border and you can see the slight difference. So let's hit return here. And what we want to do is we want to get rid of the underline there. So it's going to be text decoration none. And then that'll, text decoration none. And that gets rid of the underline. And then we want to change that blue color. I want to just change that to black, consistent with the font, consistent with our header. And we do hashtag 000. That makes it black. Perfect. And then the last thing we want to do is we want to create a hover effect. So when you hover over this, it's going to change red. Remember, we hovered over here on the header. If we go up here, it changes to red. So let us again make a copy here up to the A. Let's copy that, and then let's come back down here, return twice, and let's hit paste. And then we are going to hit colon and then hover, space, curly brackets, and then we're just going to say color and then red, meaning they're going to change the font color to red when you hover over it. So first, we don't need that border anymore, so let's just get rid of that border. And that's it, saved, clean it up. And then now let's hover over down here and you can see how that changes to red. And that is it. We are finished with our project. Once more, let's go to the top and let's open this up and hit feature. It goes right there, demo, right there, and then front stack, right there. It is looking good. And then the footer, it's centered horizontally, vertically. It is looking very good. And then let's see what it looks like being responsive. So let us minimize this. And right like that. And then you can see the top part there, how it pops up, the logo. And then let's scroll down. And see how that stacks on each other right there. And then we see the footer down there and the CTA. Good. And then let's just open that back up again. And there you go. It looks pretty good. And let's go back up. Perfect. It looks great. Congratulations on finishing this project. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if this has been helpful. See you in the next video.